Hello and good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Kamal Monik, Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. And on this sunny Sunday morning, I welcome you all to the 92nd chapter meeting of Globetrotters Toastmasters Club. To begin with, I would like to talk about some ground rules that we follow in a Toastmasters meeting. I request all the Toastmasters to rename yourself and prefix TM to your name. And all the guests can prefix guest to their name. And if you are playing any role, like you are a speaker or evaluator or any tag role player, you can prefix that role to your name as well. Like I have done Sa and TM to my name. All the speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start speaking. Unless you are speaking, please keep your mic on mute. And if your video is on, please maintain a proper posture. And please do not talk of sex, politics, and religion in a derogatory manner. Now let me talk about the mission of a Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now, I would like to welcome the presiding officer for today, the person who is working as a management consulting associate in healthcare domain. Outside of our work, she loves to play the musical keyboard and enjoy discovering new places. One quote that describes her is, "Optimism is a faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope." It truly encapsulates her positive outlook on life. Please let me welcome presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Ghosh.
Thank you so much. Keep the round of applause going on for our ever-ready Sa of the day, TM Kamal. Thank you, TM Kamal, for the warm introduction. So a very warm welcome to each one of you present here in the 92nd meeting of the Globetrotters Toastmasters Club. But before I begin, I would like to ask, is there anyone present here who would like to tell me, like, have got the job in their first interview? Is there anyone? Okay, so I think DTM Ayan Pal has got the job in the first interview, but I think majority of us was not able to crack in their first interview, and after many interviews, they are able to get their dream job. What I would rather say. So why do you think like failures are important? Like, is there anyone who would like to tell me why failures are important? I want a very interactive session, so please everyone like unmute yourself and tell me like why failures are important.
Failures are
Yes, TM Tamanna.
after not being able to clear your first interview, or for me, after not being able to clear my first interview, I understood what went wrong. I went and studied on them, and then that is how I understood how I have to apply for my second interview and crack into my job. So I guess that one hit, and also when you're unable to clear an interview, it gives you a very sad moment that actually pushes you that why and how. It's something very personal to someone and very important part of anyone's life. So I guess that is the reason it was very important that you go through the process.
Right, exactly. Like, I think DTM Jennifer ma'am also wants to tell. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to add to what Tamanna has said is that, when you do not succeed in an interview for the first time, just like a table topic, you do a lot of introspection after you speak and you said, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have said this. The same, likewise, after an interview, which we have not, been successful in cracking, you keep on introspecting and asking yourself what you could have done better. And I think that's the biggest learning and the takeaway for us. Thank you.
Exactly. Yes, definitely. Like, I think TM Mobani also wants to tell. So, yeah, TM Mobani.
If we notice in our all perspective of life, this failure gives us lots of experiences that helps us to be better, do something in near future. So I think that's why failures are important to get in a better way chances.
Yes.
That's all from my side.
So yes, so everyone is having different perceptions of failures. Yeah, but in overall, I will encapsulate why failure is important. First is learning and growth, which is very important because if we are not getting failed, we won't understand our weakness. So we won't work on that. Second is the resilience, which is a very key important factor which every organization looks for, is how you adapt after your failures, how you outlook on your life. So resilience is very important to handle adversity very effectively. And the next point, which, one second, I think there are some people waiting. Yeah. So the next one, which is very important, like why failure is important, is the humility. When you will fail, you will understand that everyone is going through a phase of failure. It's not like, yeah, we are failing, so we are like, we have done a very sin or something. If we are not acceptable in the society, it's not like that. Everyone is going through that phase. So we have to welcome failure as much as we're welcoming success. So there are many other reasons, but I'm not going to all the reasons. So in overall, failure is important if we want to welcome ultimate success. So, like, I think without any further delay, I would like to ask, is there any guest on the floor? Any guest? Okay, I think guest Nitya, like, could you please like introduce yourself, like 1 or 2 lines?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Nitya Shivananda. I have joined from Bangalore. So I I know Madhusudan sir. He's a common friend. So I saw his status and inquired about this Toastmaster. So want to leverage my skills on the public speaking. So just thought to be as a guest to see the process, how it goes on. Post that, I may join.
Thank you, Team Nitya. So I hope you will enjoy today's meeting. So is there any other guest like who would like to say about themselves? Okay, so I think we don't have anyone in the floor yet. So without any further delay, like it's the time to welcome our very dedicated and energetic MC of the day, TM Tamanna. So she's a banker by profession working with ICICI Bank and is an area director of the area J1. She was the Division J ISC position holder with rank 3. So keep your applause going on for our MC of the day, TM Tamanna. TM Tamanna, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Debanjana, for that warm welcome to the club. With that, and without further ado, I would like to know, after the introduction and after the interactive session we had with Toastmaster Debanjana, everybody has understood a bit that why we are today, where we are today, and why we want this workshop. So personally, I just wanted to add that when I got to hear that this workshop conducted on that how to ace an interview, I was so excited. Now being a part of corporate world, and now when we will take a switch or we'll try other jobs, this is that one gateway that can take you to your dream job and can also close its door for you forever if you are unable to give your best at that day. So for everyone present in the room, I'll welcome you all to the meeting where we will have our workshop where we learn from distinguished Toastmaster Richa how can we ace an interview. And followed with that, we'll have our Toastmasters meeting, which I'll brief after the workshop. So talking about distinguished Toastmaster Richa, ma'am is popularly also known as Richa Soft Skills Trainer. She has been training in the sector for more than 17 years, entrepreneur of 2 companies, Cinema Art Studio and Invisible Wow. She has been awarded Distinguished Toastmaster, the highest award in communication and leadership that we have in Toastmasters fraternity. She is also an empaneled faculty at Institute of Chartered Accountants. She has won international speech contests and felicitated by Rotary Club, World Integrity Center, and Wonder Women. If I talk about her accolades, I can keep on going and going and going and will not be able to move forward with this interview. So without further ado, I'll request everyone to please give a round of applause for our amazing facilitator of workshop today, distinguished Toastmaster Richa.
Thanks a lot for such a warm and loving welcome. Good morning, Globetrotters and distinguished guests. It is a privilege and honor to have distinguished Jennifer ma'am with us today. This is the first time I will get the privilege of hearing her speech, maybe as a speaker or as an evaluator. Though I have been a Toastmaster since the year 2015, but never got the opportunity to hear such distinguished people who are here in the room. Another wonderful person who is here with us, I just cannot miss welcoming him, is distinguished Toastmaster Ayan. Please put your hands together to welcome these wonderful seasoned Toastmaster who is here with us today. Let's give them a big round of applause. And most welcome to the lovely guests who are here for the first time. I had sent an invitation to a lot of my university students as well. So most welcome Haripriya and Shreya and Abhishek will be joining very soon. Now, I would like to have just one little request. In case you have a question, just raise your hand. So we are not going to have a Q&A session after the speech. Timer, please do make a note because I would like to have an interactive session and I am one person who is like very difficult for me to stay on mute. I'm a chatterbox and you all know me as a table topic winner as well. So before going ahead, I'm sure you would like to know a little bit more about me. So allow me to share my screen. Just give me a moment. Is my screen visible to you? Just give me a loud big yes if it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So here you on the screen, you can see what all things I have been doing from last 13 or 17 years. I have been training across the globe in different universities and institutions. Besides that, I love to play as well. And this is my company, Invincible Wow. Now here in this picture, you might see somebody who already you are aware of. May I know, is there anybody who, in the room who can tell me who these people are?
Yeah, there's
Anyone?
Punita there and Zahid there.
So
So our own friends, because Toastmasters for me is one big family. Now here on this slide, I have some of my big achievements which are very close to my heart. And please lend me your ears. Just listen to this.
Can't hear. Richa, share your computer sound.
Okay. I think instead of having more time, because I'll just send you the link on the WhatsApp group. Now, these are some of the accolades what I have achieved during these years. And in this picture, you can also see some of the more achievements besides Toastmaster. I love to be there as a speaker, as a guest, as a judge, as a moderator in a lot of other places as well. And here I see one person who is also there with me in the room. Is she there with us?
Myself and Chetna ma'am and Satyadev Basu.
And this is what I have been doing with Rotary Club International. And here is one picture which is of ONGC employees, the senior ones. So it was a superannuation training. And in one of the picture, I got a handwritten feedback by Toastmaster Dipendra. I think he is the distinguished Toastmaster now. And here is one more, which is again close to my heart. So besides being a Toastmaster with Globetrotters, I have also been a Toastmaster in various other clubs. So Delhi Toastmaster was one of them. And thanks a lot for the lovely blessings. This I keep on having it wheresoever I go, because I believe that blessings is one thing which is the most powerful thing and which is the most expensive thing. You need to earn it by your efforts and your hard work. So all of you are welcome in the workshop, which is on how to ace an interview. Personally, I believe that life is an interview in itself. At every point of time, no matter wheresoever you are, you need to go through this interview round. Am I right? So let me share my screen and simultaneously we will talk and we are going to interact as well. So here I have put down few reasons on my slide as to why do we need to have this session and why do we also need to understand what is interview all about. Personally, I believe that interviews are required whenever you are hunting for the house also. So please remember, some people who are they're looking for a rented accommodation or for a PG accommodation, guest room, even they need to go through the interview. If you are looking for a wonderful life partner, that also reminds me that yes, you will have to go through an interview round, whether it is a formal or an informal. Globetrotters is looking for a newsletter editor. So if you are the one, please do apply for the position and I will make sure to take your interview. So this reminds me of telling you that even if you need to stand for any position in Toastmasters Club, whether it is area director, a division director, you need to go through the interview round. And some people I have seen that they believe even for chill, even for pill, or even for a change, time pass, they love to go for a round of interview. In the end, is the most important reason what most of us look for, especially the final year students or the ones who feel that they are not happy at the present workplace. So they prefer hopping for a job and looking for another wonderful job. This slide is one slide which is going to explain you the whole process of how interviews or the recruitment starts. Firstly, you need to apply by writing a resume and make sure that your resume is effective so that it gets shortlisted. I always state that resume is your ticket for interview. If you are not there, so whatsoever you have quoted in the resume, you will not be there in the next round. Some organizations prefer having an online or offline test as well, or they might conduct a group discussion in order to assess you on the basis of a team member or as a good leader. And believe me, most of the time they are assessing you on your soft skills as well. One preferred thing by Infosys and HCL is they always have a presentation round in as a part of their interview. Some people say that instead of having a group discussion, they would rather invite the candidates to have a face-to-face session. During the COVID days, a lot of organizations started having online interviews, and this is not the end. Some of the institutions are still having online interviews as well. Here is one slide which will help you in understanding how do I take care of my resume. As I said, it is a very important thing. Resume is also known as a 5 seconds test. Whatsoever you have written in the resume, make sure that it is honest. The information, whatever you have mentioned, don't just write something in order to just impress the future employer or in order to flatter them. Please mention everything, whatever you have done. Make sure your resume is impressive. It should look organized. It should be clear, concise as well. In case you feel that you need my help in enhancing your resume, you are free to get in touch with me as well. Now, some organizations, especially the universities, they prefer sticking to the campus format. Whatever format is being circulated to you by the campus, you need to stick to that. In case you are applying for off-the-campus jobs, you are free to take up any good format from Google or you can connect with me. I will also help you in framing your resume, outlining it and making it very effective. Now, there are many elements which goes in a resume. May I know if you remember anyone? Anybody who would love to speak and answer? what do you feel are the elements of a resume? What are the things that we mention mostly? You may unmute yourself or you may just raise your hand. Yes, Nitya?
Resume is basically a reflection of a professional career or our skill set. So probably we look for the skills, what they have, and the next is their achievements.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you are absolutely right when you said that one of the element in resume is achievement. So whatsoever achievements and accolades you have got, please do mention on that. Besides achievements, there are many more elements. So let me just give an opportunity to Sushmita as well. Let's hear it from Toastmaster Sushmita.
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. So according to me, some other important aspects of a resume is what you want to achieve in future. What is your expectation from the job?
Okay.
Apart from your educational qualification or your experience, also a bit of, this will be small, but for who the person are you, your personal details.
Absolutely.
That's also required.
Okay, thanks a lot for contributing. Both of you were wonderful. Please do keep answering, keep sharing your views as the session takes off. Now, for me as a trainer, I always tell them that there are certain things what you must mention besides writing your educational qualification, your work experience. You must mention your achievements as already discussed. Now, whatever achievements were there, maybe you have been a topper in debate or you have been a winner at Toastmasters. Toastmasters is one thing which everybody in the globe accepts, and it's a big achievement. So please remember to make a note of all the achievements, all the certificates, and all other areas where you keep winning. You might mention that as well. But the most important element as far as resume is concerned is your career objective. Career objective is one statement which makes you a unique and special and different candidate. So please do customize your career objective statement. Most of us have got one Google Guru, which has become a favorite, or some of us have prefer using chat gpt. I would appreciate if you just stop copying things. You need to customize it as per your requirement. What is the job position that you are looking for, and how you can prove you can be an asset for the organization. So make sure to state something in short as per telling them about your basic strength or your domain area. Besides that, you must mention the date and the signature below your resume. It shows that yes, the resume was being like posted on such and such date, and it must be signed by you. The resume must be formatted. So there are certain fonts which are accepted globally, and it helps you to have an effective resume as well. Make sure that your resume is personalized. That means don't forget to sign your resume. Otherwise, it might look that it is just a printout which has been sent by you. Is it clear? Next important thing in my slide is, besides a resume, there is something more that you should be aware of. And that is that please be aware of what is a CV, what is a biodata, and what is a resume. Yes, Tamanna?
In your last slide, you said that the resume should be personalized. It should be signed and details. So, but when we are sending a resume, it's usually through mails. But if you are printing it out, signing and sending a scanned copy, does that look professional, or is there some other digital signature, or how that goes?
Appropriate question asked by Toastmaster Tamanna. Well, nowadays we have been just mailing our resumes. So in case you have a digital signature, please do go ahead, put it across. In case you don't have, you can just mention your name, because as far as the resume is concerned, in case it is not hard copy, so it is absolutely fine. And make sure to support it with your cover letter. That is the application. Some of the candidates just don't send the cover letters, which is a big mistake. Okay, so remember doing that. Now, I was telling you about, please do make a note that there is a difference between CV, biodata, and resume. No matter how much experience you have, but I have seen a lot of people asking the candidates, please submit your biodata, or they might say, may I have your CV? Not understanding what is the difference between the three. Anybody who would like to share any answer besides, I mean, these three words are concerned? Anyone? Okay, so let me just tell you. If you look at resume is a short summary, okay, where you are writing your achievements, educational as well as professional. CV is used by somebody who has got ample experience, maybe 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. So it is mostly used by research or the people who are in medical. So it is a bit long, as I am telling you. So the length of a resume is very short. It is 1 to 2 pages. The length of a CV might go on to 15-20 pages as well. Now let us look at this important word, which is biodata. I'm sure by now you must have got a clue what is it that it states. Any answers? Any answers from anybody? It says biodata. So as the name states, it has to do many things relating to your biological details. So please remember, biodata is one thing what will help you to apply in case you are looking for a life partner, or you want to be in the aviation sector, modeling sector, or you want to be as an army person. So these are the people who look for your biological details. They would like to know what is the color of your skin, what is your weight, what is the power of your eyesight, is it normal, or just state it in case you have got a weak eyesight. Now, in the end, I have written two important words which are again going to help you in case you are an eligible candidate and is looking for a wonderful job. Most of the companies who are abroad, or if you are applying in your own sector, they just want you to give them one page profile. So you don't have to follow any of the above three formats. And I have also mentioned one important thing, what is in trend these days, that is video resume. Video resume is one thing what everybody looks for. Besides sending your resume as a hard copy, in case you are there, you can also carry your laptop and tell that, yes, I have my video resume ready. In case they are interested, they might share some powerful words, formats, or something what can help you in making your resume more effective. I am putting my contact in the chat box so that everybody can get in touch and have it from me. You need to make a request that you want me to circulate the powerful words or the formats of resume, or to help you in making it more effective. Now comes again an important element, which is group discussion. Some of the companies would like to have you in the group discussion. So you should be aware of what are the different roles. In short, I'll just tell you that there is somebody who's known as the initiator. There is one important role that is known as a moderator, and there is something known as a sponge type. So you should be aware of what are these roles and how it can help you to even clear the group discussion round. Make sure that you are in your formal attire because you are being watched. Please speak softly, be polite while having a conversation or sharing your answers. Even here, you need to be authentic. So remember to be honest. And obviously, punctuality is something which will take you in the long run in life, whether you are a Toastmaster or a non-Toastmaster or a candidate for the job. So please be punctual as well. Some of you who were there with me in the last meeting, you must have seen me taking the name of Sushmita again and again, because at that time I had watched her video. And this reminds me of telling you that no matter how rude the interviewer is or how irritating you might find at that particular time, but as a candidate, please be very soft. This is one thing which was stated by Sushmita in one of her recent interviews. So please remember, do not be loud in answering, be very soft. And you also need to take care of your diet. In case you are planning to go for an interview, make sure you are carrying some healthy snacks in your bag. And don't ever just think that if a candidate has spent more than half an hour inside the interview room, he's the one who must have cleared instead of the other candidate who had just spent 5 minutes. So it is not there. It is something else what the recruiter looks for. If you are the candidate, make sure that you are punctual at the venue where you have been called. You should explore the website where you are applying for, or you must also look for the different newsletters or from wheresoever you can get hold of the material of last 3 years to 5 years content in order to figure out what is the status of the organization, and also to prepare your answer for how you can prove to be an asset for that particular organization. Here also, in case it is a physical face-to-face interview, please take care of your grooming. You can be at your own liberty when it is online because you know that you are going to be visible only your upper part. But at the same time, even check your non-verbal skills. Don't forget your interview kit. That is the most important. So you should be aware of what is it that we must carry in our interview kit. The first one obviously is going to be your copies of resume. Please do carry 5 to 6 copies of resume. Sometimes in the panel they might ask, may I also have a copy of the same? So you should be ready to share that one copy with them. Do carry your passport size photographs, 5 to 10 again, because some organizations might make you fill up certain forms at the place when you apply, when you just walk in. In case you have some certificates and degrees ready, please do have photocopies as well as the originals. Carry your experience certificates, whether it is an NCC or a winner at the debate or winner at Toastmaster. Every certificate has lot of value. Don't forget to carry your offer letter as well. It also should be there in your interview kit. And yes, blank sheets are also important. Now, why do you think I want you to have blank sheets in your interview kit? Any answers? Any views? Anybody?
Hello, DTM Richa Chawla
Yes.
this side.
Yes.
I think that may help the candidate to take important notes.
Okay. Please, thanks a lot for answering. I was not able to have a look at you. Is your camera on? I'm clicking your pictures as well. So please be visible so that you look beautiful, you look great, and you also witness my session. Okay, anyways, so please do remember to carry blank sheets because as a panelist, like you know that I am on the panel of various corporate as well as institutions to conduct interview. So I prefer giving them a question which needs to be solved on the spot. For example, if there is a CSE student, somebody from computer background, I might tell them to write a program for me. In case there is somebody who's good in application designing, I might tell them also to give me a design of the cover page. So please do carry 10 to 12 sheets in your interview kit. Now, again, in case you want me to conduct a mock interview of yours, or to help you with your feedback, I'm always there with you. You are most welcome to reach out and to connect with me. Okay, I've got one answer from Somita. She says blank sheets help to take notes. Wonderful. I just checked it. Thank you. Absolutely. Sometimes it is also required at your end as a candidate. You need to make a note of certain things. So please do go ahead and do make a note of it. Now, here is something very important. What should be there in your mind, whether you have got 10 years experience, 20 years experience, or you have got 100 failures. Okay, please remember this thing, that dreams alone are not going to work. unless you do. So it is only you who can make your dreams come true. So keep hustling, keep figuring out what is it that you are looking for. And I'm sure whether you have got 101 failures or 1,000 failures, never give up. Is it clear? And this is something what I believe in. It is my favorite quote. It is do your best and leave the rest. So there is no need to worry about how was my interview, what will happen. There were so many people watching me and they were not even giving me proper response. So I don't think so I'll get selected. Just forget it. Okay. What you need to do, you just need to give your best. So I'm sure by now you must have got a little bit of touch base on what is it that the recruiter looks for when you are applying for a job, or in case you are looking for growth, then also you should be prepared with all of these. Any questions? The room is open. Yes, Tavanna.
So I like to ask, when we write a cover letter, I don't know how cover letter should be designed. So can you just give some tips of how to design a cover letter? Or what
Okay, now firstly, you must remember that cover letter belongs to a category which is known as formal letter. Okay, so it has to be crisp. The more you write, the more chances you have of falling in trap. Okay, so please be short, please be crisp, and be concise. Next important thing for you to remember is please do mention the subject properly in case you are sending an email. The cover letter is being sent online. Okay. Take care of the salutation, take care of the closing, and also revise and re-revise of the structure. What is it that you have written? Because make sure email is formal mode of communication. No matter how much fond we are of using WhatsApp. For everything, we have been using WhatsApp. In case you want a leave from your employer, you just send them a WhatsApp. In case you are looking for a job, then also most of you are sharing your resume on WhatsApp. But please remember, it is not accepted as the formal mode of communication. So please do make a use of email, which is the formal communication. And your answer, I need to share some formats with you. So please do connect on one-to-one on my personal window or on my email. So let me put down my email address as well for the benefit of everybody. It is richawow@yahoo.com. Is it clear? It is richawow@yahoo.com. I have just put it in the chat box for everybody's benefit. And as I stated, in case you want my help, I'm always there. But as a soft skills trainer who has got an experience of more than 17 years and a winner of so many awards and accolades, still I feel that there is a lot to learn for me as well. And still, you might find me sitting for an interview. What is the reason behind it? Am I looking for a job? Do I have any answers? Let me hear someone who would like to give an answer. Why do you think a person like me will be there for an interview? Any answer from anyone?
Because every interview is different, so you get to understand different types of interview, or how each interview have a different experience, I guess. That's right.
Okay, as you stated, it's absolutely right. Every interview is going to teach you many things. Personally, I go for an interview because I believe that there is a learning everywhere. And I need to judge whether I am following the right path or not. And I also need to understand what is the trend in the same sector. Is it right? I need to know what is the new thing that is happening. For example, I am a soft skills trainer. So I always am keen, I'm curious, I'm always hungry in order to learn, in order to add that thing in my list. The moment I figure out that this is something what has been missing from my profile. Is it fine? I just saw a distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer raising her hand. Over to you, ma'am.
Now, Richa, it was the same thing you have just now confirmed, that we keep on going for interviews even at my age. I am much older than you, Richa. So I keep on going for interviews so that I can also study the market. I can understand what new trends are happening, and what sort of questions are going to come, so that you as a trainer will be updated, upskilling yourself in that way, so that you can help your, when you're giving your trainings, you can be more updated on the requirements. So that was what I wanted.
Absolutely right. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for adding value in this session. Let's hear from our area director and a speaker for the day, Toastmaster Mrinal. I want you to be DTM soon so that I can call you on the stage as Distinguished Toastmaster. So you need to hurry up. Let's hear it from you. Yes.
So thank you for sharing your own experience as a trainer, as a coach, or as an interviewer. But I think one point is very much important, that every candidate remember that it's all about the job description. Interviews should go through the details of job description, and accordingly they should prepare that. So whatever role they are applying for, that they should know that. It's always good, share your achievement, everything is good. But one thing is that if you apply for the job, and you should know what is your job description by 360 degree, then only you can able to, I think, it's an added point for you also. Because I'm also conducting many times interview, people are actually not in the right track. They're sharing here and there their achievement, which is not related to the job. But trust me, you should go through the job description and share your thoughts on that particular point only. Because interviewers are looking for particular that domain only, not for any other domain. So that is my personal experience. I just want to share with you.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, our wonderful, honorable area director, for sharing your views and adding so many important things what I had missed. Please do remember, yesterday only I saw there was a vacancy which said that looking for a teacher in a Tamil Nadu school, and my friend had applied, not reading that they need to know, they are looking for a candidate who also knows the local dialect. So please do remember, instead of just hitting the button apply, just go through the job description, and you can always connect with me in case you want me to go through the job description and help you in figuring out, is it going to be of some help to you or not. Now, personally, I believe, as I keep telling you in every meeting, that learning is a never ending process. Even in this room, we see distinguished Toastmasters here. They have delivered more than 100, 200, 500 speeches. Why do you think they are here today with us? Everybody is looking for enhancement, for growth. And also remember that we have to keep sharpening our axe. Whether we have got 50 years experience, or if a person like Toastmaster Madhusudan is here with us today, I don't have words. You all know why is he here with us today in every Toastmasters meeting. So I keep telling him that you are a great asset for Globetrotters. Please keep sharing your experience, because believe me, from every experience, there will be a lot to learn. So as a soft skills trainer, I love to still appear for the interviews in order to gauge what is the status, where do I stand, do I also need to work a little bit more on my conversational skills, or I need to polish my own soft skills. So please remember that life is an interview. Life is an interview. Every day we are facing interview, even at our home, at our workplace, everywhere. As I told you in the very beginning, in the first slide, if you are looking for a house, you need to answer a lot of questions asked by the landlord. In case you are looking for a good internship, again, you need to be prepared to go through a round of interview. So wheresoever you are, please prepare yourself to win this interview, crack this interview, and to make you the winner in all the interviews. In this room, we have got so many mentors. Find out your mentor. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Richa, for that wonderful session. That was indeed a session which gave a lot of food for thought to us and will help us to improve ourselves and be prepared for our upcoming interviews. Thank you so much. Moving forward for today's Toastmaster session, we are having a structure where we'll be having two prepared speeches, and followed by a general evaluation section. So for the interest of guests, I'd like to explain that a general evaluation section is where we get our feedback and we can, and applying those, we improve ourselves with each and every meeting we move forward. And in speech section, we have two wonderful speakers today who will be evaluated by two wonderful Toastmasters who will be giving them feedback. And with that feedback, we as audience also learn how to deliver a speech and how to move forward with our journey in communication and leadership. Moving forward, I'd like to call the general evaluator, the madam who will help us and give us feedback to improve ourselves. She is working in an IT telecom company. She's a founder member of Kolkata Technical Writers Community. She has earned 3 postgraduate degree along with IIM executive degree. Presently, she is serving as division director and she was the immediate past area director. She has been awarded as the best PR activities twice in division and district. And as I said, that today's meeting is full of our wonderful Toastmasters. If I keep on telling about her, again, I'll fall short of words. So please help me welcome with a round of applause our general evaluator, Toastmaster Somita, on the stage. Ma'am, the stage is all yours.
Toastmaster Tamanna, the Toastmaster of the day. Please keep the round of applause going loud for Toastmaster Tamanna. And Toastmaster Tamanna, you have introduced me so well and you are taking the meeting so well. Kudos to you. And my dear people, hope you are all enjoying this sunny and bright Sunday morning. In Kolkata, it's bright and sunny. I hope it's not raining anywhere. If it's raining, you are free to share. And for the benefit of the guest, I would like to reiterate what a general evaluator does. So this general evaluator is a person who is the principal of the school. No, it's not. So this general evaluator leadership skill by providing motivating, structured, and specific feedback. So this person who takes up the role of general evaluator does the evaluation from A to Z of the meeting. And it starts rightly from SAD and presiding officers. The general evaluator and is responsible for evaluating the team, that is the speech evaluators, timer, accountant, grammarian, or any other ancillary role players. Now, as you know, this is a humongous task. And for a person to keep a note of everything, a team is required because team game is the dream game. So I have a small team with me today, and that we call in Toastmasters parlance as the tag team: timer, accountant, and grammarian. And this fabulous team consists of 3 role players. So I would like to call our timer, Toastmaster Madhurima, to come on the e-podium and let us understand her role today. Toastmaster Madhurima, the podium is all yours. And before calling her, I would like to mention she is a doting mother of a darling daughter, and she is an HR executive, and she is balancing her life along with Toastmasters really well. My dear Toastmaster Madhurima, the podium is all yours. You there, Toastmaster Madhurima? You are in mute. You are in mute.
Yes. Just 1 minute.
Good morning, Madam Evaluators, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the prepared speech and evaluations. I will also alert each speakers of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specified times remaining. As there is no icebreaker speeches, so today's speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will show the green card. At 6 minutes, I show the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I'll show the red cards. The individual evaluations should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the yellow card. At 3 minutes, the red cards. There is a grace period of 30 seconds, both on the upper and the lower case. I will present my reports when called upon to do so by the general evaluators. Thank you, and over to Toastmaster evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhurima, for elaborating your role today. And now I move to my second team member, that is the R counter. And today the role of R counter is played by Toastmaster Ruby Sinha. Toastmaster Ruby is from Bangalore and she enjoys reading books and articles, and her favorite hobby is to watch animated movies. Amazing. At times we feel watching all these animated things, and animation is a beautiful world to live in apart from our practical life. Without further ado, join me in welcoming Toastmaster Ruby Sinha on the stage so that she can deliver her role objective today. Toastmaster Ruby Sinha, the e-podium is all yours. A big round of applause.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. A very good morning to all the guests and fellow Toastmasters. Today I'm playing the role of our counter, and I'll be noting down the filler words spoken by the speakers and other evaluators and all the speakers, and also I'll be noting down the inappropriate words such as and the repetitions they will make in the speeches. So that will be my role, and thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruby, for explaining us your role today. And now moving forward is my last but not the least role player, who is in the form of grammarian, Toastmaster Madhusudan. Now, this person is a veteran. When I say veteran, because he has retired as a chief manager from Union Bank of India, Andhra Pradesh. And the good thing I explored about him is he is multilinguistic. His mother tongue is Kannada, yet he can speak English, Hindi, Telugu, Marathi, Tamil, and the list is endless. Imagine someone who is multilinguistic, someone who has retired, and some gives back in Toastmaster. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Madhusudan as the grammarian today. Toastmaster Madhusudan, please come to the e-podium and deliver your role today. The e-podium is all yours.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Good morning, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and observe their language usage, as also good sayings, thoughts, and quotations. As a grammarian, it is my duty to introduce word of the day. The word of the day for today's meeting is ecstatic, which means feeling or expressing overwhelming happiness or joyful excitement. Used as a sentence, the students were ecstatic when it was announced that school will be closed for a week for renovation works. I will also mention the word of the day in the chat box for the benefit of all. Every speaker is requested to use the word of the day in their speeches and request audience members to show thumbs up or applause when word of the day is used during the speeches course of the meeting. I would give my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, grammarian Toastmaster Madhusudan. And thus, I will be away now because I will be present at the end of the meeting with my team players with the report. Thank you, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. The podium is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator and her team for explaining their role so beautifully. Indeed, we all won't be disappointing you while you're evaluating us. Moving forward, I'd like to call the evaluator of our first speaker for the day. She is a Bangalore-based marketer, visual storyteller, and advocate for self-awareness and mental health. Her words inspire us on platforms like Toastmasters and Instagram. On Instagram, she blogs about style, which indeed inspires me. And I ask my mother every time that, Mom, why don't you take inspiration from our very own Toastmaster Shruti? In Toastmaster, she shows us her leadership through being a president and Division Q PR manager. I'd like everyone to please give a round of applause to our first evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Shruti. Toastmaster Shruti, the podium is all yours.
And good morning, everyone. And a special mention to the speaker in question. The purpose of his project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate his ability to deliver an effective, respectful evaluation speech. Timer, please note the timing would be 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to the speaker, and over to you, Madam MC.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti, for explaining the objective so well. Moving forward, my first speaker for the day is working as Market Access Manager at GlaxoSmithKline. He has been in Toastmaster since 2.5 years and currently serving as Area Director of Area H2. Please help me welcome with a round of applause our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Mrinal. Toastmaster Mrinal, turn your pain into fuel. Turn your pain into fuel. Toastmaster Mrinal.
Life is a journey and we need to move forward. Ladies and gentlemen and fellow Toastmasters, today I want to share with all of you my transformation journey of my life. If you want to success something, first you need to burn yourself to ignite others. That's the quote I believe. Burn yourself and ignite others. So flash down memory lane. On 7th May 1995, I shared my transformation journey. On that day, I never forget that day. That is such a crappy day of my life. We are celebrating Rabindra Jayanti on that day. And why actually I want to share with all of you. Our family saving was just 100 rupees. I never forget that day. And what we did, we sold our books. Why? Because my father's industry was locked down for the last 6 months. And that day, I cried a lot. I can't explain with all of you what kind of emotional feeling I have with those days. I spent almost 15 years of my life with single room rented house, initial phase of my life. We struggled a lot with family because where my father's work, almost 6 months closed in a year. And nowadays, you all can understand, if you are not getting salary on particular that day, what happened to me? I think this thing apply all of it. And if you have family of 4 people, 2 people, 2 students are studying, and how you can manage all the things. It's really a challenging moment. It's really a terrific moment, but how you can do that? So, by childhood, I struggle a lot. We face a lot of challenges. Even after completion of graduation, although I'm throughout my study, I'm good in all subjects except one, that is English. So I decided that I'll go for MBA. MBA, you know what happened? In my surrounding neighbors and my old friends are laughing at me. Why? I don't have money for normal study, and how can it possible to become complete the MBA study? And that is also in the outside states. It's very challenging. I still remember that time in the year I'm talking about 2005. I don't have even 5,000 rupees for my MBA, and I'm dreaming about MBA. What I did, I visited many banks. 6 banks I've already visited and so my certificates. So this is my result, and I want to do MBA. Every time I got rejected from the bank's managers, but I keep trying, and keep trying. Finally, one bank manager told, okay, I'll support you, but I need a promise from yourself. You want to conquer something in your space or help others. That's because in your life journey, you can find lots of good people are always there to help you, to guide you. So that's important. So one thing I learned, if you always try to burn yourself fast to ignite others, otherwise you cannot do anything. You cannot do excellence without first you pain yourself or maybe fuel for others. Without that, not possible. So what I learned, one day during my graduation day, one person told me, hey Mrinal, one day we'll conquer the world. I've conquered the world. I don't have any answer that time. How can it possible? I'm totally stressed. I don't know where I am moving. I'm in the right direction or not. Then how can I fly to conquer the world? It's totally impossible for me during that time. But I trust one thing. I have a big dream. And I know that if I dream it, I can achieve it. With that moment, till I recall, after completion of MBA also, we struggle a lot because I'm an introvert person, I'm a stammerer. And I decided in career in sales and marketing. You may be laughing. You may, I think, if all of you, those having a stammering problem, introvert, then how can you convince the people? How can you negotiate with people? It's very challenging. So this is only possible if you burn yourself or whatever pain you have, that you need to convert into fuel. That's only you can do that. So with that journey, lots of challenges happen in your job every month. It's not about the story of me. It's all about story of all of you. I know that you all are struggling a lot in your career. But thing is that how you can go into the right direction, that is important. So one thing I practice in my life, hard work and dedication comes from my pain only. So whenever I feel that I'm in the wrong direction, I always try to redefine myself. I always try to put my best 100% on anything, whatever I'm doing right now. I try to do my best version of myself and try to be better each and more every day. If you follow that pathway, nobody can stop you. I can guarantee you. And now, just 7 days before only, I got selected to discuss the marketing strategy with Louis, who is now head of the AMAC region, handling 92 countries. And I represent India to share the healthcare system in India. So it's privilege for me now that where I was there in my childhood, where I am right now. But trust me, I'm not reached my level where I want to be. Lots of pain was there, lots of time I invested during this project. A boy who first time traveled in the flight at the age of 25, and now I'm traveling every week. A dreaming of 5-star, 3-star hotel, and almost I'm staying every week. But why even expense I'm talking about? A person who is only just for getting a one job, at least 10,000 rupees, and I already spent more than lakhs of rupees only for expense. Why I am sharing with all of you. If I can achieve this feat, imagine what kind of potential you have within you. Let's unmute yourself and say, I will conquer the world. I will conquer the world. I convert my pain into the fuels for others. I want to burn myself to ignite others. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that inspirational speech, Toastmaster Mrinal. Indeed, being an MBA student myself, I can understand what type of journey we have to go through before even dreaming to be an MBA student. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. Moving forward, I'd like to call upon our second speaker's evaluator. When I talk about her, she has often been found quoting one line in Toastmasters that once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. Indeed, Jennifer ma'am is very, very, very close to our heart, and she is an example of fairness, and her core philosophy is life is to give back to the society in whichever way you can. If I talk about her accolades in Toastmasters, I cannot take only a day or a two, but indeed it will take me a month to complete, because she has been doing so much in Toastmasters and helping us all in our very day-to-day activities in Toastmasters that I cannot complete a thing in a one meeting. So I won't take a lot of your time, but I'd like to welcome you but I would like to ask you all to please give a round of applause to our distinguished Toastmaster, Jennifer Helen Ghosh, to the stage. Use the speaker.
Thank you so much, Tamanna. So Ayan DTM will be speaking today from Pathways Visionary Communication, Level 2, Project 3, Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the mentor to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protege. And this project is going to be for 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, kindly note. I'd like to wish the speaker, my mentor, DTM Ayan, all the very best for his speech. Over to you, Tamanna.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful explanation of the speech objective. Moving forward to our second speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Ayan is an author, a speaker, and an educator with passion. He is senior consultant at IBM with almost 2 decades of experience. If I talk about his journey in Toastmaster, he has been a distinguished Toastmaster, former district champion in impromptu speaking. He has been included in club EC officer role 56 times. He has been a club sponsor, club mentor, club coach 45 times, and the list goes on. He was an immediate past district director, and again, being a veteran, he has a long list of accolades in Toastmaster. Currently, I'd like to welcome our second speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Ayan to the stage. Distinguished Toastmaster Ayan, reverse mentoring. Reverse mentoring, distinguished Toastmaster Ayan.
Thank you so much, Tamanna. And thank you so much, everyone who has been waiting this Sunday to listen to all of us. Now, Toastmasters envisions mentoring as a long-term commitment. In Toastmasters, mentoring is very, very different from coaching, in which you coach a person to probably win a speech, play the role of an EC officer better. So any task that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Mentoring, on the other hand, is true grooming of the person. And it is because of Toastmasters that I was able to truly determine the power of mentoring. And I had some of the most beautiful mentees in the world that one can go for. But this speech today is not about my journey as a mentor, but my journey as a mentee that happened when I started learning from my mentees. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk about reverse mentoring. And this happened to me in the most unlikeliest of places. Imagine the sultry, seductive Bipasha Basu in the movie Ras 3D, where you did not actually need 3D glasses to understand how hot and sizzling she was on screen. And I was watching this movie in a theater in Bihar along with an even more sultrier area director at the time known as an area governor of mine, the jubilant Jennifer Helen Ghosh. Ooh la la. And I was very worried that people would actually stop watching the movie and start watching her instead. When suddenly, right on screen, came a horrific scream because the screen was covered with cockroaches. Oh my God, I'm terrified of them. And so is Jenny. And that day, as we both screamed and tried to put our legs up, the reverse mentoring started. That was an opportunity to open a club in Patna, Bihar. And Jenny opened that club with her flamboyance shining through. And I was like, wow, that is one hot woman, hot on the heels of trying to do better. I still remember when Jenny and I were sitting in Hyderabad in a convention, in a meeting that was running probably just 5 hours late or, whatever. And then we both decided to cast for the same people. I was like, great minds think alike. The reverse mentoring started getting stronger. And then when Jennifer Helen Ghosh decided to become a division governor, I was one of the first people to call her and say, Jenny, what do you want me to do? I'm there for you. And that is when this mentoring truly started. Because Jenny taught me without really teaching me, and I learned without seeking that out. They say when you keep yourself in great company, the company's quality increases. And that is exactly what happened with Jenny. I still remember Jenny and I had gone to Siliguri, and there was this journalist who reached out to us and said, Kya aap Hindi mein bol sakte hai? Can you please speak in Hindi? And Jenny said, of course I will speak in Hindi, and spoke in English. I, baffled, did not know what to do because I was trying to speak in Shuddh Hindi. Now, how Shuddh Desi Hindi that was is another question. But then I realized that day that confidence comes by owning the stage. No matter what anyone asks you, you can do what you want your own way. And that was another very important lesson I learned from the beautiful, gorgeous Jennifer Helen Ghosh. The next lesson happened when she nominated herself to become the club group director. We were all there, we were all together towards today because Kaushik hadn't yet come into the picture. We did not have that code. We were like, yeah, today is the day, we have to seize our day. And I remember she became the club growth director, and we were all jumping for joy. We were happy. We were on top of the world, literally. And after that, I was on top of the world because I was chosen as the district champion. Yes. And then we both went to Rajasthan on a vacation, which some people claim they paid for. Of course, they did not. We did. And we had a blast, taking photos, dancing. And there, she was actually teaching me how to eat with a fork and a knife. Oh my God. Without her teaching, my life would have had a lot of strife. I did by that time have a wife, but I needed to learn this by my own. And she's told me how to do that in her own imitable way. Over the ages, Ginny and I have connected every time we have traveled together. I still remember this one particular day when I was a division director and we were having a meeting with my area directors, and she was also traveling with us. We were about one day away from one of the best division conferences we have ever had, whose conference chair was Nirmika Subha, and Abha was the division director. Jenny at that time was the district director, and I was the district administration manager. And I just saw Jenny literally transform from this friendly woman to a fierce lioness. No cattiness over there. And she just owned the stage, meaning business. And that year, I truly saw how you should lead from the front, lead from the back, lead from everywhere. She did not ever think twice before reaching out for help. And for her to reach out for help was a sign of strength, something that I needed to learn as a man as well. Because most men do not reach out for help, they do not ask directions. But when Jenny is around you, you have to get that into your system. Jenny, thank you so much for teaching that to me. Over the years, we have had some near misses, we have had some grand successes. We have learned together, we have unlearned together, we have mentored others, we have been mentored. But even to this day, when Jenny writes a speech, she sends it to me to ensure her part of reverse mentoring is taken care of. And I think that is the beauty of a mentor and a mentee who treat each other as equals. Because then the mentor can learn from the mentee and the mentee can learn from the mentor. The twain shall meet and no one in their direction shall cheat. And then the equation, the relation will never be bitter and always sweet. I recently mentored a speech of Jenny in which she talked about me being her mentor. I had to do this for you, Jenny. As some of you know and many of you don't, I'm not keeping well. I have severe indigestion. My daughter has 102 degrees fever, stomach cramps. My wife is having the loosies all night. We are not well at all. But I'm here to tell you that mentoring is probably the most powerful thing you can inculcate in yourself. And not just at Toastmasters, anywhere in the world. But the day you start learning from your mentees, the day you initiate reverse mentoring is the day you will truly fly up above the darkest of the skies. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you one of my favorite mentees and favorite mentors in the world, the lovely, the inimitable, the past district director and hopefully soon to be region advisor, twice distinguished Toastmaster, Jennifer Helen Ghosh. Thank you, and over to you, Master of Ceremonies.
I was so engrossed in this speech that I forgot I have to take back the stage. I was just looking forward that the speech could go on and on and on. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, Distinguished Toastmaster Ayan. Moving forward, now I'd like to go to a second section of the meeting, or the last section for the day, which is a general evaluation section, which will be taken over by Toastmaster Somita. I'll request our General Evaluator ma'am to please take on the stage and give us your valuable feedback.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tamanna, for having me once again. And can we have a big round of applause for what we experienced right now? A big round of applause. And all the players who did just before I start. A big round of applause for all of you. Now moving forward, we had two great speakers today, and to evaluate those speakers, we have two great evaluators today amidst us. And to do the honors, I would like to call the first evaluator on the stage, Toastmaster Shruti. She is my fashionista. She is my fashion icon. More than a Toastmaster, I always call her Shruti. You look chakkas always. So without further ado, I would request Toastmaster Shruti to come on the podium and deliver her evaluation for Toastmaster Mrinal. The e-podium is all yours, Toastmaster Shruti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shomita. A very good morning to each and everyone present here, and a special mention to the speaker in question. Turning your pain, and the beginning with the title of the speech, I was stunned because that is something which is very relatable for each and everyone present here, and this is something that probably all of us face if we haven't faced it yet, and we should be prepared for this. But no one prepares you for life. That was the gist that I got from your speech, and very well done for bringing that out in all of us. There were times when I was taken aback to 2020, 2021, when the world was changing. So the number one commendation that I want to give you for your speech was that you were able to evoke that emotion in me, and I'm sure in a lot of us present here as well. The second thing that I want to tell you was the personalization that you brought in your speech. It is very important when you're talking about your stories. You need to bring out those specific details, what you felt, what your family felt, how were the problems, what did you do when you were facing a problem. And I could hear all those speeches. When you don't get a salary on time, you mentioned that small detail. All the freelancers or contractual people here would understand that part when you don't have salary on time, right? So, and the addiction to paycheck also. So you brought in those specific details, and there also, being a freelancer myself in the past, I could relate to that. Again, the personal details that you brought in. Coming to the part, because you are on your second pathway here, and also the speech that you were delivering, I would want you to recommend to work on some things that I feel that can work a lot, can improve your speech by leaps and bounds. Number one was eye movement. Somehow I felt that when you were talking about things like, on that day, that was the crappiest night of my life. You were looking on the right hand side of your screen. Either you were trying to remember that speech, or there was something on the right that was distracting you. Make sure that the movement is stuck there in that camera, right? And the second part that I would want you to work on was expression, matching of the expression with the word that you're saying, right? For example, when you're saying that I cried a lot, you cannot smile at that moment. When you cry, I cried a lot. I felt really sad. Although you were delivering a speech, probably you were talking about something happy or funny before that, but you have to change your expression. And the third and the most important thing, Toastmaster Mrinal, is working on your grammar. Grammar is the backbone of any language. And that is something, if that is not picture perfect, mind you, not perfect, but picture perfect, right? It is going to take away the attention from each and everything on your speech, no matter how good your speech is. So coming to the order, grammar, eye movement, and your expression, if you work on these three things, I think your speech can be a top-notch speech. Overall, I loved the way you brought out the personal details. I loved exactly how I felt about myself, about how I have coped my own personal challenges. And that is what a speech should do. A speech should make people feel something, do something, act it out, right? So that is what your speech did. And I'm so proud and so happy to have heard the speech. Overall, it was a dynamic, a very motivating speech, very inspirational. Please keep bringing those inspirational stories back to the stage. All the best for your future speeches. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti, for that wonderful evaluation. Again, a big round of applause for Toastmaster Shruti. Now, coming back to our first speaker, Toastmaster Mrinal. You had an amazing speech today, and as Shruti said, the speech title was terrific. Because when we hear sad stories, we hear such titles, we want to know more about anybody's personal life, what's up, what they want to do, and what they did. That's the catchy thing. And I was quite ecstatic to hear your story today. You started with your father's journey. You took us to your background, and you gave what you experienced and what you are experiencing now. That was commendable. Shruti has almost covered every part of the commendations and recommendation I have noted. Just one thing I have additional as a recommendation for your speech delivery is blurring the background. So it is usually said that when we blur the background and we stand and deliver speech, at times it becomes difficult to have a full view of our hand gestures or if we move back and forth. So it's better to stand with an original background. Maybe a plain wall will help. That will give the same feeling which you have with your virtual background. Work on it. And secondly, the thing, you are a very confident speaker and you are evolving daily. You have done a great job. And that's all from my side. A big round of applause for the speaker one for such a hard job. Please keep it going, my dear folks. Please keep it going. Now moving forward for our amazing distinguished Toastmaster Ayan, who was our second speaker today, and for doing his evaluation, we have another wonderful person between us, and she has been introduced several times today. So my word is not to introduce her anymore, directly bring her to the podium. So without a round of applause, please join me in welcoming our second evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer Helen Ghosh on the e-podium as she will deliver her speech evaluation for distinguished Toastmaster Ayan. Jennifer, the e-podium is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Shomita, our general evaluator of the day. Wow, Ayan, I can feel goosebumps. I always love listening to your speeches, and this speech truly inspired and motivated me to another level. Thank you for paying tribute to me as your mentee and mentor. Your speech reminded me of this beautiful quote. A mentor is someone who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. By my very favorite, Oprah Winfrey. I did not just listen to your speech, I experienced your speech. What I loved, the speech title, just like Shruti said about Mrinal's speech title, I also loved your speech title, Reverse Mentoring. It hooked me even before I could hear you speak. You met the purpose and the objectives of your speech, which clearly defined how Toastmasters envisions mentoring and your role as a prodigy. I loved, I adored the way you bring in that humor. I will not say subtle because your entire speech was filled with nuggets of humor. Sultry, sexy Bibasha Basu, the jubilant Jennifer Helen Ghosh. People would stop watching the movie and watch her. And the scene about cockroaches, I had completely forgotten all that. And last but not the least, my Hindi speaking skills were really put on show today by you. So thank you for that. I also loved the smooth transitions where you went from one idea of the topic to another, which was absolutely flawless. You are a poetical dream to hear. And I can only say that having you as my mentor is indeed a blessing. I had to listen very, very carefully to actually find out areas of improvements. Now, things that you may like to work on. I know this is something that is very difficult on a virtual platform, but you may like to stand and deliver. We have become too comfortable on the virtual platform. This will allow you to free yourself and speak as though you're speaking to a live audience, right? Now, another thing I saw was the mic. You had to hold your mic in one of your hands. So your hand was not free to be able to gesture in a more wider way or use it to emphasize on certain of your points. I wish you hadn't had the mic held on all the time. In summary, love the title. You met the objective, smooth, beautiful transitions, and a blast of humor in your speech. And of course, that poetical delight. If you can work on standing and delivering and not holding the mic, I believe there will be no one to compete with you. On that note, I'd like to wish you all the best for your future speeches. Thank you so very much. And over to RGE.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer. A big round of applause for her evaluation. Please, I am here for another 10 minutes. Please bear with me. And every one of us has to be here. Now moving to our amazing Ayan, distinguished Toastmaster Ayan. What a wonderful speech you gave today. And reverse mentoring. When I started hearing your speech today, the first two lines, I was wondering whether we are going to hear a speech about mentor or a mentee. As distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer rightly mentioned about the speech title, it was quite tweaky. I would say tweaky. Because once you have a tweaky title, it again hooks the audience. And you have done a fabulous job. Because if someone doesn't want to get into the flow, that person will get into the flow to hear what he is about to present today. So wonderful job in terms of tweaking your speech with that catchy speech title. And as you were telling about your journey, I was enthralled to hear everything, and it was distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer all throughout. I have no recommendation for you, just one piece of recommendation if you love to take it. That is, since your path is a long way in Toastmasters, you have come a long way. So many people have 1 or 2 more experience. That will give your speech a 360-degree rounded approach. So that was one piece of a recommendation from my end. Otherwise, fabulous job. And you did wonderfully well, as you do, from voice modulation to doing whatever you can do at your best. Thank you. A big round of applause for distinguished Toastmaster Ayan. So today we don't have table topics, and that has lessened my work, to say the least. And we started our session today with a very wonderful session, right? Wonderful session on acing the interviews. And we started on time. Let me come from SA. The SA for today was Toastmaster Kamal, and Toastmaster Kamal is evolving every day. 2 weeks back when I was in GTC, I told him you have a very, very confident voice. And I was playing the role of general evaluator that day. And I think this guy is doing fabulous. I think you will also all will agree to the people who are regularly coming to this meeting. He has a very high-pitched voice, and Sa is one such person who needs this kind of voice to pep up this meeting. And Toastmaster Kamal, you have done wonderfully because you have introduced the mission and vision, you took care of the nitty-gritty things of the meeting, and that was wonderfully done. A big round of applause for our Sa, Toastmaster Kamal. Now moving to our presiding officer, which was played by Toastmaster Debanjana. Debanjana is not very old member in Toastmasters, but she is doing incredible job. And today she took the guest introduction. She did whatever she could do well for this for being the presiding officer today. Keep up this flow, Debanjana. You are doing really good. And now the MC of the meeting today. The MC was Toastmaster Tamanna. And I have been hearing Toastmaster Tamanna since long time. And she is one of the confident speaker I have seen from day one. She is a confident girl. I have seen Tamanna speaking flawlessly. I have not seen her breaking ups and downs or, tickling up anywhere. So Toastmaster Tamanna, you have done and you have started the meeting with all the essential things. As the Toastmaster of the day, you manage time because of the MC or the Toastmaster of the day. The time management lies in their hand, and you have done it well. And you introduced every role players with the main information what is to be done, and you have done it really well. So Toastmaster Tamanna, a big round of applause for you. And yes, from the T-pod, I will come to my tag role players. I am going in a sequential way, a little bit of tricky or twist, because my tag team player consists of 3 players. The first is Toastmaster Madhurima. Toastmaster Madhurima, I would request you please have your timer reports and let us know whether we were on time or we missed something out. The podium is all yours.
TM Mrinal, take times 7.29 seconds. TM Ayan Pal, take times 7.19 seconds. And TM Shruti, take 3.13 seconds. And TM Jennifer, take times 3.22 seconds. So all members are qualified. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhurima, for your crisp to the point report. Now moving to our R counter today, and this role was played by Toastmaster Ruby Sinha. Toastmaster Ruby, may I request you to present your report for today's session and let us know where we did how. Let us know that.
Yes, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Today's meeting was wonderful. There is it's a kind of flawless meeting I have witnessed, and I'm feeling very ecstatic in experiencing this meeting. Regarding the report, I would like to say that there were not so much awe and except me myself. Otherwise, all speakers are flawless. And that's my report. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruby, for letting us know your report. Just one piece of suggestion, if you would like to take it up. I have seen in many clubs, even in GTC, that we have a format of presenting the counter report. So if you pick up that format and mention that and highlight that and share that in the screen, that will help us to grab it easier. And for you, it will lessen your time to speak as well by giving that visual representation. That's just a piece of advice. Now moving to our grammarian Toastmaster Madhusudan. Toastmaster Madhusudan, may I request to present your report today? The e-podium is all yours.
Hello, everyone. Coming to Toastmaster Richa. Dreams don't work unless you do. That was the beautiful quote. And coming to Toastmaster Mrinal, life is a journey. Coming to Toastmaster Ayan Paul, you can do what you want. Reverse mentoring, mentor-mentee, mentee-mentor relationship. These words catch attention. Word of the day was not used by anyone. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhusudan. And I would like to recheck it once more because word of the day was used by me twice or thrice, and word of the day was used by one or two more people. I haven't kept a note. So yes, we have used the word of the day. And thanks for your report. Another thing which we can do in this virtual podium is basically the grammarian once initially writes the word of the day in the chat box, and then it slips off from people. Normally we have a board when we are offline meeting where that is written, right? So here what we can do is we can keep on copy pasting the word of the day, maybe after 10-15 minutes, and that will help remind the audience to use it. So in this way we can enhance the uses for the word of the day. Thank you, my role players, for your to the point crisp reports. Now back to where we was. So today the meeting started well, and the first half was captured by DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Richa, where we had a wonderful workshop on how to ace the interview. And that was well timed for us to have such session, well timed in terms of how to manage things in time, and Distinguished Toastmaster Richa has done a wonderful job. Richa, I have been hearing you for a long time, and recently I have been hearing you more. You are doing fabulous job. You had initiated Q&A session amidst your session. That helped us to interact with you, relate with your topic, as well as grab what you were delivering. And the flow was very smooth. I loved the flow. The flow was very smooth, from a fresher to an experienced candidate like me, or like Madhusudan, or Distinguished Toastmaster Jennifer. Everyone could relate to your session today. This was very simple, crisp, and to the point. A well job done today. A big round of applause for our Distinguished Toastmaster Richa. We have already evaluated our speakers, and we have seen wonderful evaluations, and GTC as a club has evolved and come a long way. And very soon the club is going to have their 100th session celebration. Today is 92nd session. We started from day session 1, and see, we are on the verge of our 100th session very soon. There are many new members in this club. The club is well directed by the previous leaders who have been part of the club, who are still the part of the club. And the next best thing about this club, they are very much into maintaining the time, which I really appreciate, because most of the time I visit clubs in different districts, and I see how fully they're managing the time. They are not like us who goes from 2 hours to 2.30 hours by stretching and elaborating and stretching the same thing. They're very much on time. If they schedule a Zoom call with you for 30 minutes, that will be 30 minutes, not 31 minutes. So learning is an endless journey. If we have the desire to learn, if we have the desire to move forward, nobody can stop us. So with a great gratitude and a round of appreciation for GTC, I hereby conclude my evaluators report. It was great to be part of the session today. I hand over the e-podium to our MC, our Toastmaster of the day, Tamanna. Tamanna, the e-podium is all yours. And before going, please, please, please don't forget to give feedback to GTC. We really need that. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Tamanna.
Thank you so much for that amazing general evaluation section. We have got so much detailed evaluation that I'm pretty sure that all of us are ready to take our journey forward in Toastmasters. Thank you. Moving forward, that comes to an end of the meeting almost, and end of my role. I hope I was able to engage with all of you. It was amazing to meet all of you and get an opportunity to talk to everyone present in the room. Looking forward to connect more. I'd like to hand over the podium back to our presiding officer for the day, Toastmaster Shushmita. Toastmaster Shushmita, the virtual podium is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tamanna, for your gracious presence in our today's Globetrotters Toastmaster Club meeting. Thank you so much. I would request everyone to vote quickly. By the time we get our results, I would like to thank you, DTM Ayan Pal and DTM Jennifer Helen Ghosh. Our heartfelt gratitude that you are present here today. Thank you so much. And thank you, Toastmaster Shaumita Sengupta, for taking up the general evaluator role from your very busy schedule. We know you are very busy with your division in District 3, but still you got time for us. We are really thankful to you. And thank you, DTM Richa, for this workshop. And you actually reminded me when I had to go for an interview with my daughter. So this interview process never ends. Not only for job, you need to be present for interview in many places. And as I know, there are many global clubs are there. And in our district also, we have Toastmaster Club where we need to appear for interview. So it was really helpful for all of us. Thank you so much. And I just want to share one small incident. Can you have a big round of applause for our today's timer, Toastmaster Madhurima, because her daughter is not well, but she didn't backed out. Still, she's present. That's how it should be, how dedicated she is. I know. So DTM Ayan also has something, but we can expect like a veteran Toastmaster like Ayan will never back out. But a newcomer like Madhurima also so dedication that she didn't back out and played her role properly. Thank you, everyone. And I am ecstatic to be a part of this club and this meeting. And as our general evaluator, Toastmaster Shaumita, has already announced, we are approaching towards our 100th meeting. I just want to declare the date. Please make sure you all are present on that date. And the big day is 5th November 2023. And we'll be having this meeting in the evening. So please make yourself free on 5th November 2023 evening. It will be a Sunday. And I will reach out to you, obviously, Jennifer ma'am, and the Shaumita and everyone separately. And now it's time for the results. And when this fabulous mentor-mentee pair is here, who can be the winner? So best speaker award goes to DTM Ayan Pal, and best evaluator is none other than DTM Jennifer Helen Ghosh. And our best tag role player today is Toastmaster Madhurema. Congratulations to all the winners. Before we wrap up our today's meeting, I would like to get a couple of feedbacks from Jenny ma'am. Jenny ma'am, please.
It was a fabulous meeting. I really enjoyed myself. In fact, I had told Divanjana that I'll be slightly late, but I joined dot on time and I thoroughly enjoyed every segment. Tamanna was fabulous. Sunita was absolutely, scintillating on the screen. And Mrinal's speech, I've heard it before, but it again reconnected with me. I loved the speech. And Shushmita, thank you so much for doing so much for this club. Madhusudhan, very lovely to meet you today here on the platform, and every other member. Of course, Richa's workshop was the, I think, spotlight of the moment, and it was absolutely fabulous. I wish she was here to, till the end. It would have been lovely to acknowledge her, but everything was done beautifully. Please have some more workshops, become more innovative, creative, so that you can give the best experience to your members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DTM Jennifer ma'am. And I will not take much time because we have already crossed the time bound. I will take feedback offline from GTM Ayan and our area director Mrinal Ghosh. And with this, I officially close this meeting and the room is open for chit chat. Have a very nice Sunday and enjoy your day. Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to have a good